The Armory is a playground for artists with outsized imaginations. What music is and what it means for us, how we experience it, the space in which we experience it, these are all questions that have come up in my mind. I've had the idea of building a program around spatial music, that is to say, music that relies on the physical space or is about the physical space in which it's performed.
When you come in, it's not like you walk in and you sit in your seat and you're separate from the work. You're in the work, you're part of the work, and it completely changes your perception of it, I think.
It's going to be a total surround sound experience. There are going to be 3 stages, actually built up stages, set around a kind of circle.
There's about 300 people that will be sitting on a rug on the floor in these back jacks, which are incredibly comfortable cushions with a nice back you can lean against. Those folks will be surrounded by the music. The rest of the 1,400 seats will be on more traditional stepped seating tiers, on chairs, and they will be sort of flanked by orchestras and be able to view the third orchestra at a distance. So there will be a variety of perspectives on the music, and at the same time the music will be coming from a variety of locations, sometimes on the 3 stages, sometimes from the balcony on the east or the west end of the drill hall, sometimes from the galleries on the sides.
At certain times, you would perceive yourself as being of the audience. At other times, you'd perceive yourself as being of the stage area. I don't think anyone has seen something quite like this before.
I would like the audience to feel that they're following a storyline from the beginning of the evening to the end. For the Boulez, there are going to be 8 ensembles and their balconies around this huge space, playing kind of music. It's plaintive, it's ritualistic.
What surprised me was that he wanted to do a piece of Don Giovanni. When they said Mozart, I said, Mozart? Really?
If you can imagine a dance club with different music playing in different rooms. And Mozart actually wrote 3 different dances that fit together at the same time.
There's a lot of people, there's a lot going on, there's action, there's singers.
You know, using people's expectations of Don Giovanni, of which people have many, and sort of going in line with them and then contradicting them.
Stockhausen's Gruppen is perhaps the iconic piece in this area. Stockhausen was quite brilliant the way he did this. You can sense what each orchestra is doing, but as the piece goes on, you become more and more aware of how they fit together. The orchestral writing is very, very complex, but what's interesting about the piece is how the different groups interact. So what has to happen in this performance is the 3 conductors have to coordinate very carefully, have to be able to work together, and have to trust each other. And 2 really important musicians have agreed to help me out with this project. Magnus Lindberg, our composer in residence, and Matthias Pincher. These are 2 important composers and profound musicians.
I think the point is to do things that you can't do anywhere else, and certainly as a venue for the Stockhausen, it's ideal because you really can arrange the orchestras in space around the listener in the way that Stockhausen might have been ecstatic about.
Ives' Unanswered Question, perhaps his greatest work, one of the most important works I think of the 20th century, presents kind of the question. Obviously it's not possible to say what it is because it's spoken in musical terms, but it does sort of represent our place in space, our human beings' relationship with music, and we're going to close the program with that, and I hope it will send people off with the right kind of sense of inquiry.
You can come here and be surrounded by an orchestra. They will hold you captive. You will be in their embrace. What an amazing experience from an oral and a visual point of view.
I can't imagine experiencing these pieces except for live. They are literally about the experience of hearing them performed in a physical space that you are part of.
What our mission is to provide artists with opportunities to change up the relationship between the art and the audience itself.
It has to be done in a space like the Armory, a big open tabula rasa, where you can fill the space kind of as you wish.
The Armory has become a playground for artists with outsized imaginations.